Welcome to Unstoppable. In this short video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the amazing plans that I have for helping thousands upon thousands of people reinvent themselves and their lives over the coming year. So you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my God, what crazy scheme has Dax cooked up this time? Well, look, let me tell you, I don't think it's a crazy scheme, and I certainly don't think it's even a scheme. This is some information about what I believe, and I must admit I'm extremely biased because I'm very, very proud of what I've been working to put together for you. But what I believe is an absolutely amazing coaching program that has the power to literally change your life. And I know that you have to be really careful with that kind of thing because it can sound really, really hypey, but I truly believe that. See, look, I know that at this time of year, as we move toward the whole New Year, New You thing and the whole New Year's resolution thing, that lots and lots and lots of people from all around the world are going to be doing the whole goal setting thing, and they're going to be making promises about what the year is going to hold for them and all the rest of it. You know, I have no problems with that. I'm a big goal setter, and I believe in goal setting massively. But as a self-achievement author, a success author, as someone who's done very, very, very well with selling programs in the self-development niche, I can tell you that I see 80% of all of my sales come from this period, this New Year, New You period. 80%. Only 20% of my program sales of the Magic 100 come from the other periods of the year. Nearly 80% come from this particular time of the year. And I know this is true of every other success author also. They make most of their sales at this time of year. It's a natural period of time when we're most reflective about what our life is doing and where it's going and so on and so forth. Yet, even though so many self-development programs get sold at this time of year, not just by me also, but by the countless thousands and thousands of self-development authors, I'm still seeing far too many people come tearing out the gate, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as my nan used to say, only to find that within a really short space of time, they are struggling to keep up with the pack, and that they're somehow feeling that they've lost their way. They're wandering around in the dark. And pretty soon, most people end up sitting around, scratching their heads and wondering what the bloody hell happened to all of the good intentions and the motivations and the dreams that meant so much to them not so long ago. On New Year's Day, they were so certain about how life was going to be for them. And for many, many people, even before the end of January, most of the good intentions and goals have gone by the wayside. And this is what happens every single year around about this time. But why? Well, look, at its simplest, I believe it comes down to the fact that most people aren't truly committed to making changes in their lives. It's more like they're giving their life a bit of a lick of paint, a little bit of a freshen up, but really, when you look at it closer, they're really not out to change very much at all. They just want to pursue a few goals and want to get a bit fitter and kind of get in shape and make a few low-level changes, but they don't really want to address the deeper stuff. See, most people set goals associated with things that they want to have. And again, there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with possession-based goal thinking. But the trouble is, possessional goals are rarely the kind of goals that keep you inspired long enough to keep you on track when things start to get tough. In fact, possessional goals can seem exciting for a short time, yet for most of us, as soon as we get them, we tend to lose interest in them and start to look to replace them with other possessional goals. You've wanted that car for ages, and you finally get the car, and not long after you've got the car, you start looking at other cars and newer models. You get the idea of getting a certain kind of house, and you pursue that house, and you finally get it. And then once you get there, you start looking for another possession. So we end up chasing goals, feeling like we're on this endless treadmill where it doesn't matter how many of them we achieve, we're just going to keep plodding away. There'll always be something new for us to chase in the possessional goals thing. So no, the truth is that whilst these kind of goals can often ignite the fire in us, they rarely provide the right kind of fuel that we need in order to keep us going across the course of our life. So we stop. We stop for all kind of reasons, and people stop for all kind of reasons. some of them are really, really strange. Yet most of these reasons are what I call out there reasons. And what I mean by out there, these are the kind of, it's not me, it's not my fault, it's their fault, it's his fault, it's her fault, it's them, it's they, it's he, it's she. Someone else is always, always, always responsible when we place out there reasons in front of our failures. And of course, what this means is that, we're not really failing at all. If we can actually use out there excuses, then we're not really failing at all. We're letting ourselves off the hook. After all, if it's not our responsibility, then there's no shame in stopping, right? But, to be honest, I've always thought this is a real shame for us. Because I've always thought that if you can help people get through, but, do whatever it takes to get through the obstacles that stand in front of their ways, to jump over the hurdles, to literally punch through whatever is getting in front of them, getting to where they want to go. And you can help them just put their feet on the path and keep them moving, putting one foot in front of the other over and over and over again. You could quite literally become unstoppable. And when you're unstoppable, as in when you absolutely, definitely refuse to stop, you tend to get exactly what you want from life. See, many people think it's the super smart and the super gifted or the super wealthy that get all of the things that they want from life. They get all the breaks. But it's not that way at all. When you check out the real success stories, you see one common trait throughout all of them. They simply kept on keeping on when others stopped. They literally became unstoppable. So my crazy idea for 2012 is a pretty simple one, really. Right? What I'm looking at doing is to create a year-long program of coaching that's designed to keep you moving forward every single day for a year. And whilst it will have elements of goal setting, etc., that you may be familiar with, the program will be much, much, much more than being about goals. Okay. For example, during the first couple of weeks, we won't even be setting a goals list, not a single one. Instead, we'll be looking at ways to break you out of the current prison that you're in, right? They kind of get you out of the thinking that you've been trapped in for so long and get you thinking in completely new ways. We're going to be doing all the behind the scenes groundwork that hardly anyone ever does. And we're going to have you digging deeper and deeper into finding your true passion, your true purpose, and that personal power, so that stopping doesn't even enter your mind, not once across the entire course of a year. We'll be identifying all of the breaks and the various anchors that are currently in place in your life that have been holding you back throughout your entire lifetime. And we're going to look at releasing them one by one so that you can cruise forward with far less effort than ever before. And we'll start to discover the work that you are actually put here to do. Everybody has a reason why they're here. And perhaps for the first time ever, we'll ignite an unquenchable fire in your heart and soul for creating a unique masterpiece, the unique masterpiece that you have inside of you and that you have been carrying inside of you your entire lifetime. And we're going to clarify your greatest strengths and your deepest gifts so that we can build your life around using what you're best at and what you love to do, and make an amazing life for you doing so. And look, there is so much more amazing material that we'll be covering during the course of this program, that it will be without a doubt the most progressive and impactful period of your life. I absolutely promise you. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the actual structure of the program in the next video. But for now, I hope you're getting the feeling that this is going to be a very, very different program. Unstoppable is going to be quite literally unstoppable. It's going to make you unstoppable. It's so much more than just having you pursue goals, and it's a heck of a lot more than having you doing a whole bunch of stuff too, right? I want you to have all the things in life that you can have, and I want you to do all the things in life that you want to do. But it's going to be a lot more than that. Unstoppable isn't going to be for everyone, and that's why I want to be really, really clear up front. It's not going to be for everyone, and I'm not aiming to do a huge sales number on anybody here. If you're just looking for a goals program to help you gain a bit of leverage over a whole bunch of things that you want to accomplish in the short term, then Unstoppable probably isn't for you. Because again, this is a year-long program, it's a year-long focus. if you're just looking for some short-term goals, this program probably isn't for you. And I would highly recommend you go back and you look at you visit themagic100.com, and you look at one of my shorter-term goals. That's a 100-day program where you'll pursue many goals in a very short space of time, and you'll get a lot from it. Lots and lots of people absolutely love the Magic 100 program, but this isn't that. This is something very, very different. Likewise, if your main focus is just to amass a whole bunch of things, if your focus is purely possession or a whole list of stuff that you want to have, then this probably isn't the program for you either. And it's not that there's anything wrong with getting stuff. It's just that this program is about more than that. And I'm hoping that it's my goal during this program that you end up getting a whole bunch of stuff. But the getting stuff isn't the purpose of the program. There's a whole bunch of things in the background that are going to become far more meaningful to you than stuff. And look, if you're the kind of person that signs up for those self-development programs yet who doesn't even do the exercises that lead to the self-development in the first place, then this probably isn't for you either. There's going to be a lot of work involved in this program. There's going to be exercises for you to perform, every single week of the program, things that are going to have you digging down deeper and examining your life in lots and lots and lots of different ways. And if you're the kind of person who just wants to kind of get to the goodies, so to speak, if you just want to kind of whiz on and skip all the exercises, it definitely won't be the kind of program for you. And I'm not trying to offend anyone here. I just don't want you or anyone else to start something that you won't finish, because after all, the program is called Unstoppable, right? The program's been created for those who quite simply want to reinvent themselves and want to reinvent their lives from scratch. And I'm not talking about people that are completely unhappy with their lives, although, it would definitely include those people, but I'm talking about people that know that their lives could be so much more than they're experiencing right now, and who quite simply want to make sure that they get to experience everything that they could possibly come to them. So this program has been created for those people, the people that really want to reinvent themselves, reinvent their lives. And, it sounds like a whole bunch of work, I know. It sounds like a massive project. But it's nothing that you, I, or anyone who really, really, really wants to experience the extraordinary aren't already capable of. I promise you that. I'm not going to ask you to do kind of anything that you're not capable of doing. It's just that most likely you haven't been doing those things up to this point. So, you've heard that, if you want to have something that you've never had, you have to do something that you've never done. And I really, really believe in that. If you want to have the kind of life experience that I know that you want to have, we all want to have amazing life experience. If you want to have an amazing story to leave behind you at the end of days, so to speak, then you've got to start doing things that will make that story reality. Okay, I am 1000% committed to making this happen for all those people who join me in 2012. But what that means is I'm also then looking for those who are also 1000% committed to making it happen too. It's no good me having all the great plans and putting them all out there for you, and have you kind of giving up at the first hurdle. If you're the kind of person who kind of knows that these longer term projects are not your style and that you're not gonna enjoy it, or you pretty much know that you won't do the work, this really, really won't be the program for you. But look, tomorrow I will give you a link to another video. I'm putting it together at the moment. I literally, as of the time of putting this out, I have not produced that video yet. I'm going to be putting it together overnight, and in that video I'll explain to you a little bit more depth about what the program is, how it works, how it's all going to be put together, and of course you probably want to know, how much it's going to cost and all that kind of stuff. But until then, I want to ask you for two favors, right? Literally two favors. The first favor is please, can you share this link with as many people as you possibly can? There are some share tabs right beneath this video. Just click on it and it'll tell people that the video exists in Facebook and all the rest of it. So please share it, because I'm trying to help as many people as I possibly can in 2012, and with your help, that will be so much more than I could ever possibly do alone. And second, I want you to use that space directly beneath this video to either leave a comment or, better still, ask me questions. Any questions that you have about the program, how it's going to work, or anything else, just fire away. Tell me what you're thinking about what I've put together, or the concept of what I'm putting together here. Tell me the biggest questions that are on your mind, and I promise you, I'll take the time to answer every single one of them. I want to make sure that you have all of the information you could possibly need in order to make the decision whether to come join me in 2012 or whether to say thanks but no thanks and go about your merry business. Okay. Well, look, I guess I'm all talked out for today, and before this starts turning into some, if I start to pad it out now, you'll end up with a whole bunch of sales messages here, which is not what I want to do at all. I promise you, like anybody, this is a business, and I want to sell this program, but I don't want to sell it to people that don't want it. So I am all talked out. Tomorrow I'll give you a bit more information about what the program is, how it's going to work, how much it's going to cost, and all the rest of it. Until then, go ahead, ask me those questions, leave me those comments, and I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Take care.